So, my name is Maddie Swift, and this is my vlog about our research project in English class. And Nate is my partner, Nate Potter, and we're here at we're doing our research on the topic of freedom of expression. And basically, it took us a while to arrive at that, topic because we started off actually wanting to do something about feminism because we both actually have like a similar and interesting opinion on feminism, and we were gonna do that. But I was researching it, and I found that really it's not. It's kind of a broad topic. Like there are several definitions for what feminism actually is. So it was really hard to like narrow it down and say, okay, like this is what we're studying about it. Like this is what we think and that kind of thing. So it was kind of tough. I apologize. I have allergy issues, so I need to like wipe my nose. Anyways, so feminism was too difficult, so we talked again and we landed on like freedom of expression, kind of, but it was more like it was a really broad aspect of that. What we wanted to do was basically like an argument about how laws prohibiting like flag burning and that kind of thing are like unconstitutional. It's unconstitutional to keep someone from doing that. And but we talked about it with our instructor, and we found out like our main thesis isn't very strong because really what our main thesis was like that there are things that like aren't against the Constitution. Like technically it's against the Constitution to keep someone from burning a flag if that's what they want to do. Like technically it's the patriotism versus like the self-expression, because it's also like supposed to be, pledging allegiance to this country is a big part of the country too. So it was like patriotism versus like individualism, that kind of thing. And our thesis was based on mainly the fact that we there are things that you shouldn't like not allow people to do. This is like basically my view on everything. Um, that you shouldn't prohibit people from doing things, but that doesn't make it right. So basically, we were gonna say that about this, like, oh, the government should not keep us from doing that, but it's just not right. Um, but that viewpoint is basically based on only pathos. It's only like an emotional, it's only moral base because that's how our morals are. Sorry, but I had to sneeze. But yeah, so like that's all we could do. It wasn't very in depth. It wasn't very logical, and that we're like that's not enough to support a thesis of a research project. So instead, we we switched over and made it like a smaller spectrum of it. We picked like freedom of expression. So now we're going with the thesis that people limiting freedom of expression who think that they should limit freedom of expression, their view of freedom of expression should also be limited. So if someone is to judge someone else's freedom of expression and scrutinize against it and say that that's not right for them to express, then their views also should be muted. Like their view saying that that's bad should also be muted. So it's basically a circle. Like I look at this and based on our thesis, I see like an argument you can't really win. Like at this point in time, that's what I'm saying. Like it's one of those things. Like it's always going to be, well, they shouldn't say this, they shouldn't do this, but at the same time, based on our constitution, you shouldn't limit it, and you limiting it should be limited if it should be limited. Like it's just a big circle. So that's the thesis we're going with right now. And I'm sorry, this is probably a lot longer than it was supposed to be. Oh well. There's all our information right now, and we got some sources, and hopefully we're gonna get started on that. Hopefully in my next vlog I'll have some more research to share with you. I'm still trying to think of a clever idea of a name for our website that we just put up. This website that you're on, if you're watching this. And yeah, so still trying to think of a title. I usually think of my titles after I'm done with my research though, so me and Nate will talk about that. So hopefully we find some interesting arguments about freedom of expression. Okay?